So also, we talked about more about this area, this field. Once we go ahead and we finish the castle, we're going to start redoing the village field. And the village field, what we're going to do is we're going to start in the back. I know everybody wants to be able to play the new stuff, but two big complaints we have about this village field. First is the castle is not playable. Well, we're working on that right now. We're doing what we can, as we can. The lumber is really provided by the profits of the weekend. So if the weekend kind of sucks for play, then we only get so much wood to put out here. So that's why we're talking about the sponsorships and all that stuff to try and move this along. But the second thing is that nobody wants to play this field because there's nothing behind the castle, according to them. So, I mean, there's a couple buildings back there, but the majority of the buildings are in the front half of the field, and we're going to take that and change that. We're going to work from the back and then move towards the front. We're going to do the whole back half and then mirror the front. As best we can. Like, again, if we get buildings, or if we get sponsors like a Pizza Hut, again, we haven't even talked to them. It's not like they're sponsoring us or anything like that, but I'm just using it as a general landmark. If you've been to Tawnytown, you know where the Pizza Hut is because it's like there. But if there's a building like that that's unique, it'll be in the same spot as another building mirrored on the other side. It's just not going to be another Pizza Hut. It's just going to be, if you sponsor the place, it'll be name on the castle. You get one building and then your banner up front. But we'll play around with the layout in the back and try and make something a little bit more playable, not only for rec ball and private parties, but for the scenarios when we open this up to a big field, because we still want to open it up, swallow I don't know what it's called now. It was Iraqi Town when it first got put in. The little fire base over here by the airball field. We're going to mirror that in the back corner and try and grow some really nice hedges, like a hedge maze in between, something pretty thick that you can't see one fire base from the other. If you're going on a mission and you need to get from one fire base to the other, you either got to go through these really thick weeds and bush and stuff like that, or you got to come around through the village. And roads and stuff, because I'm still building a tank. I have a donor vehicle. It's on hold right now just because I've been focused on this. But we'll have a tank, so I need to plan for roads, to be able to get the tank in here in a loop, all that stuff. But once we get this field going, I'm looking into permits and different things from local jurisdictions to see what's allowed. Talk to the insurance company to see things that are allowed. I know a lot of people miss West Point for certain things, and I would love to be able to do those things here. I think if I have a tank and we've got artillery sims and maybe some really loud bang sticks going off while we're playing paintball, I think that might be something that draws people in, makes the experience even cooler. I know a large majority of people stopped going to West Point because that stuff went away. And it's not their fault at all. It's just they stopped. They lost permission, from what I was told. There's no funding for it, and they're told you're not allowed to. So, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I personally think their attendance dropped from like 800 players to 100 players. So maybe we can get that going here and just provide a little more, try and grow the sport. I want to make sure that things are going. And we talked about this is gonna be a long video. I'm looking at the time here. I also talked to him about the rec ball fields and stuff with the hill. He is definitely on board. Man, that was some double chins. Jesus Christ. The burgers now. The hill. He's definitely on board with making that an Atlantic wall bunker with one massive bunker in the middle and like several trenches that lead out from it for machine gun nests, the ancillary stuff. Try and make it, somewhat historically accurate. without pouring concrete and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, obviously it can't be like 60 feet tall, 100 feet tall, or anything like that, but um, one massive bunker in the middle with some outlying arteries that run to several supporting pillboxes and stuff. Maybe an artillery pit in the back or a mortar pit in the back, something like that. But that's going to occupy the clearing in the hill, and then we're going to leave the woods untouched. That's still going to be part of the field, so when you're storming the beach area, you can still make your way out and flank it and try and either go from the sides or hit head on or whatever you want to do. The Higgins boats are still going to be where we talked about them. The area for the beach landing, he tried mounds using mulch piles. Problem is the mulch piles keep settling, and they're decomposing faster than he can build them back up. And so the mounds field might actually end up going away in favor of some hyper pipe or other type of bunkers. But when that happens, he's going to keep in mind the World War II style, the beachhead, you know, so you might see tank obstacles in there, you know, other stuff, but it's not going to be, probably not going to be mounds, just because it's just more work than it's worth. I mean, you're out there twice a week trying to build it up, so you have these, you know, 7 to 9 foot tall berms, and, you know, by Saturday they're back down to 5 foot, 4 foot, you know, because they're just decomposing that fast and spreading out. We talked about hauling dirt in here and stuff like that, but there's a lot of other logistical problems with that, getting those larger vehicles in here, tearing up the asphalt and stuff. So yeah, but that's what we're gonna do. It's been a while, so you got a long video. Yeah, so still talked about the night paintball. I am not going to let up on that one, because I think that one's going to be big, especially for this area. You know, we've got the bowling alley down the street that does the Galaxy bowling at night, and we also have the haunted trail here that does the scare zone during Halloween in that area and stuff like that. And I think putting lights up at Tombstone and whatever we use that back corner that was the Mounds field, but now it's going to probably be Hyper Pipe or something like that. You know, put the UV lights up everywhere, paint all those buildings with new paint, you know, give them a facelift, you know, if they need new wood, and paint all that stuff with fluorescent paints and stuff. Maybe blast some music from the staging area or whatever, but, you know, just do some night paintball with the glow-in-the-dark paint and all that stuff. And maybe do some sort of collaboration with the other two businesses that do things at night, like the Galaxy Bowling and the zombie stuff. You know, maybe that'll be the zombie hunt, or maybe we'll do a zombie hunt here in the village field. You know, we'll set up a zombie hunt here and still have night paintball while they're doing the Halloween scare thing and stuff like that. I mean, the sky's the limit. It's just, we gotta take the time, and a lot of that stuff might have to be funded once we get scenarios going here again. Whatever profits we get from the scenarios is going to turn right back around and get dumped into lights and paint and you know, speakers and all that stuff. Yeah, so sorry you're vibrating. It's you're resting on the truck. So yeah, that's your video. It's a long one. I'm sorry. Not really, because I had a lot to say. It's been a while. Yeah. So, you've heard my voice for far too long. So Monday, hopefully I'll be able to get out here and finish another corner. That would be sweet. Be able to finish another corner and have half the inside of the castle done. That would be awesome, because that would be, you know, at that pace, I mean, it'd be several weeks and we'd be working on turrets already. You know, that would be freaking phenomenal. But, you know, now I'm at that point where I can't come out here on every day that I have off. I'm coming out here on the last day that I have off, just because I'm now, when I get home from work, I am dead to the world. I can't adult the entire time my kids are at school, so I am, yeah, asleep. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.